All right, so who wants to know what's ahead for the real estate market in 2026? I'm sure a lot of you guys, because I always get asked, hey, Anthony, what's happening in the real estate market? So I'm here to give you the answer. Now, let me preface this by saying that nobody can predict what's happening in the real estate market with 1000% certainty, but we can read the signals, and the signals are moving in a positive direction for a much healthier real estate market than what we've seen over the past couple years. Now, let me break that down. First, let's take a look at the national projection for 2026. Earlier this week, NAR projected a 14% increase in home sales nationally and a 4% increase in home prices. If you look at the chart right here, you can see we've been floating around 4 million home sales nationally the past couple years, and 4 million really is the lowest that we can go. That's the people that have to move no matter what. So it's very hard for our country to go below that number. A 14% increase in 2026 would take us to about 4.8 million home sales nationally, which would be pretty good news. But here's the thing, I don't really care about that number because the national real estate market moves a lot differently than the Northeast, and here specifically in Philadelphia. Let me show you this image right here, which displays days on market nationally. And as you can see in the Northeast, and especially in Philadelphia, there is much more demand than anywhere else in the country. It's really hard to use NAR numbers and project what's going to happen here in the Northeast. So let's talk about Philadelphia. This right here is the number of homes sold in Philadelphia every year since the year 2000. We're going to end up almost exactly where we were in 2024, the number of homes sold. I also want to take you back to this chart right here, which shows home sales since 1990 to prove one point. Philly behaves much differently than the rest of the country. Although we have similar trends, the national market swings much more drastically than it does here in Philadelphia. Philly never gets too overheated and it never falls off a cliff. That's what makes this market one of the most stable in the entire country, which I will do a completely different video on. All right, so we've looked at the national projections, but what does this really mean for Philadelphia? Are we going to have more homes sold in 2026? What's it looking like for buyers and sellers? Unfortunately, you guys are going to have to wait till part 2 of this video because Instagram hates videos longer than 2 minutes.